Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and a bunch of news today, but let's start with the headline one. So first up, Jumpstart has been shifted to a much later release date. It is now going to hopefully be July 17th. Now that's basically the welcome decks or those extended boosters, but another revision of it. I mean, that's not what they're calling it, but that's what it is. It's a thing for new players. It's going to have like cells of probably 2 to 3 cards, I think it was. And then you could just add lands and have a battle. Or I think it had lands in it. Or I think even they were confused about if it had lands in it. Whatever this dumb product was, it's for new people. So I don't think anybody watching this gives a crap. But it was delayed. And this is the most important thing. It was delayed due to manufacturing delays. So printing facilities that print cards are either not functional or not allowed to print cards because who cares about cards? I mean, if you're printing like labels for pharmaceutical bottles, okay. Anything else? Not so essential. So their brief announcement just simply says, because of continued manufacturing delays due to COVID-19, Jumpstart's previously announced release date will be shifting to July 17th. I wish they would have said when the initial release date was. I think maybe sometime in June? I don't know, whatever. But the shift does not affect the release of Core Set 2021, which that's wild because I would have expected it to. There's no way that was printed by now. But I don't know, maybe they saw the writing on the walls and real quick just got everything printed and they're just warehousing it. Well, gee, I'm so glad that we'll get Core Set 2021, the theme of which is Teferi, on time. I'm so thankful that that isn't getting delayed. We just need that in our lives right now. Anyway, the release of Core Set 2021 is June 25th on digital and July 3rd on tabletop, with tabletop pre-releases taking place the weekend of June 26th. Hopefully. My guess is no, that won't occur, and if it is allowed to occur in your area, it will be a very bad idea to attend it. Whether it's legal or not, the virus will not have been dealt with by then. Let me just put it that way. So they do remind you that Jumpstart will release on Magic the Gathering Arena on July 16th, which seems odd because I'm not even sure it was 100% standard legal. I think it is, but it's like, why would you buy it there? But they're going to run, I think, like special events with just that or something. I don't know. It's going to be weird. I mean, it's going to be one of those, like, why did I buy this things? But maybe just don't. But anyway, it will be released on July 16th on Arena. And they'll be released on Magic Online starting June 25th in treasure chests only. This is such a like new people blah thing. I don't know why they're bothering to put them in treasure chests. Probably as filler as like the bad prize. I don't know. Kind of hints that they might, put some value in here, but they don't historically do that to the new players' products because they want them to go to new players. So in other news, because really none of these topics deserve their own video, Sam Black from Star Shitty Games wrote an article with this title, Companion is the worst mechanic for the health of Magic since Phyrexian Mana. I could not agree less. It's awkward, clunky, stupid, everybody hates it and never should have been added. It takes so many new rules and just so many problems, but as far as like comparing it to Phyrexian Mana where spells just cost nothing and the amount of damage that those cards with Phyrexian Mana have done to different formats, Companion isn't even on the same level. Not even close. It's bad. It's poorly designed. It's bad for the game, but it's not like, oh my gosh, overwhelming, dominating power, whoa. If there's a card that's really important to your deck, you're probably going to find a way to run 4 of out of 60 and then like fetch it or scry it or something, okay? Like just being guaranteed to start with it and only one copy and it doesn't like return to any command zone, it's a one and done card. Well, if it dies, it is just inherently not that powerful, and in the average deck, you really have to bend over backwards to make the deck comply with the card. So yeah, the auto was crap for Commander, already dealt with, like whatever. This is, compared to Phyrexian Mana, it's just not in the same class. And I kind of breezed through the article, it is just absolute bullshit. I mean, it's a terrible, stupid mechanic, but like, for like game-ruining overpoweredness and just inherent brokenness, no. In other news, Wizards posted this on Twitter, defending my pet deck like, don't touch my garbage. Okay, all the longtime viewers on my channel are big fans of the banana deck, okay? We all remember the banana deck. That's my most gimmicky, stupid deck that I almost swept F&M with on accident. And I actually would have won the 4th round if I didn't showboat and mill myself to death by 1 card accidentally. Because I drew my entire deck, because that's what that deck does. It is so stupid, and I love it. And if you want to talk crap about the banana deck, don't touch my garbage. So I completely agree. I get how, a lot of statements by the Wizard staff historically over the last couple of years have been, kind of read between the lines, subtle jabs at like, hey, can we all stop net decking and just play the game for fun for once? I mean, some of them have like blatantly said the internet and net decking was the worst thing to happen to the game ever. It completely ruined it, period. End of sentence. Like, just saying it straight up. And other people have just been like, I think the best way to play Magic is to just build a deck that you think is fun and play with your friends sometimes. And I'm like, okay, so what you're saying is net deckers. They ruin the game. If you want to actually have fun, get as far away from that as you possibly can. Competitive Magic is a joke. That's what I'm getting from reading between the lines. So this is clearly just like, hey, I'm defending this deck because I'm having fun running it. I don't care what you say about it or its power level. I'm going to run it, deal with it. Absolutely 100% agree with that attitude. One little problem here. This was tweeted by Magic Esports. Esports. The ultra high competitive, like, there's money on the line formats. I mean, if some professional cyclist tweets out, oh, sometimes I like to jump on my mountain bike and just go cruising around town on it. All right. If the Twitter account of the governing body of professional cycling tweets that, what? That's a little off-brand for what you represent and do. So, as much as I love the tweet, I think it would have been more suited to any of the other Wizards of the Coast accounts at all, or any of the staff members. So I just found that pretty funny and horribly ironic. I completely stand behind the tweet and the message anyway. Oh, except calling, like, good, fun decks garbage. Like, not necessarily. And finally, first we had Leafy come back after years to make, like, 2 or 3 videos just absolutely dumping on people that he was lightly involved in controversy and we're talking about him and like iDubbbz and stuff. I'm not going to get into it, but he literally just like came back to like shitpost and then leave. That is amazing. He just like showed a clip, called the dude a name, and then said YouTube is still garbage and then left. And then he actually made some after that too, but he ain't coming back. Well, Unsleeved Media, aka Jeremy, did the exact same thing. And, we're both from Wisconsin. He used to run arguably the biggest Magic channel in the world. And he gave them so much free press, and he would just open products and send cool stuff out to, like, his patrons. And he'd go to all the GPs and, live coverage, make videos, hype them up, show the competitive play. Like, he was huge for promoting the game. And then they didn't, like, him getting into some whole thing with Sprankle where he said some insensitive thing like 9 months prior, and then she brought it up just to like bury him and then got everybody to dogpile on him because, females in Magic, always the victim. And then when it was suspected that she was lying because she actually like had told people ahead of time, I'm actually like quitting this whole hobby and everything because I'm going to college, then she was like, yeah, I kind of exaggerated the whole thing and it was all fake. But Wizards can't be seen to go back on their word, even when the alleged, like, now not victim comes out and says not only did they work it out between them, which is astonishing, that would never happen with me, I assure you, but she openly admits, like, it was all nothing. And they're like, well, we're just going to keep Jeremy banned. Oh, that and the bar fight, if you want to call that more of an assault. So funny story, me and Jeremy have done in-person collabs before. Well, one. It was at a gun show. You should look it up. It was awesome. It's on my channel. Just type in like guns. And I was actually going to go down to that GP with him. But I was working that weekend. So I probably would have been there. And I don't know if you've ever seen a sober person fight a drunk person, but it's pretty entertaining when the drunk person is the aggressor and the sober person's in the right. But anyway, after they banned him from showing up to any of the tournaments and blacklisted him and all this other crap, he originally kept making the videos because he's like, well, screw it. I like talking about the game and you can't stop me from playing it, so screw you, and I'm going to keep buying products because screw you. But eventually he just got so sick of their crap and their carelessness and the paper issues, the spelling issues, the bans, just it all got to him real quick. And then he just said, screw it. And he hadn't uploaded for 11 months or something. Well, he came back too. Why did he come back? Well, pretty much the same reason as Leafy. He came back to make a 45-second video absolutely blowing up Secret Lair Ultimate Edition, which is those stupid 5 fetch lands that are way too much money, for being sold from some of the major vendors that we all know, because they already publicly admitted this, Wizards sent an artificially high number to, more than 10? Remember, they said most stores can get up to 10. Well, by most, they meant they're probably going to send 100 to Card Kingdom and Channel Fireball and those dicks so that they can pocket a bunch of money. And they are, because as Jeremy pointed out, they were selling for, I believe, $450 or $350, or I think maybe one website was each or something like that. Yeah, that's ridiculous. So Wizards sent them a bunch of stuff, and then they pocketed a huge margin on it, and it's all buddy favoritism bullshit. And so after 11 months, Jeremy came back just to make a video blowing that up, and then why not a minute video about the Manosaurus and how he just, and I agree completely, absolutely stole money from the community. Blatantly. He raised like, what, 80, 90 grand for medical expenses because his doctor said you're too medically unsound and prone to back injuries to get on a plane and go travel. So he got on a plane and went and traveled like the next week, hurt his back, imagine that. So then he needed like some follow-up care and all that. So him and his fake green card marriage wife went back to, I believe, her country and got just a bunch of free medical care there because that's what they do over in the UK. Even for non-citizens, which actually if they're married, I'm not sure. Maybe he's a British shared citizen. I don't know. But word is he was just basically fleeing the IRS. He left to 1, get free medical care, and then 2, keep the money, and then 3, not pay any taxes on the money because he would have, because it's income. I mean, I didn't make a video about it because the guy has enough damn mental problems and people like legitimately bullied him off the platform. So like, yeah, I hate the guy. He's an asshole, but like, I'm not going to pile on. He don't need that shit right now. He knows what I think of him. And it doesn't matter. Who gives a shit? But I absolutely think that that's what he did. And he has presented zero evidence to the contrary. So, yep. And then Jeremy announced that he's giving away a bunch of money to the community. I didn't actually watch the video. I probably should. It's a minute long. And then he did a Theros Beyond Death Fat Pack opening. So I don't know what the f***'s going on right now. So that was weird. So y'all think there's drama now in the community? Okay, all the OG like 3 years ago, 4 years ago people know that like me and Jeremy and all that. Holy crap, that was a soap opera. You get Wedge and the professor involved and a bunch of SJW activists and shit. Dude, stuff got weird back then. I even mostly just avoided taking sides and talking about it and just kept to the Magic stuff. Like that's how crazy it got that I stayed out of it. If you can imagine. Still got blacklisted by Wizards. So between Winota and the bans and Commander and all the corruption that was exposed there, and by the way, I completely forgot to say, Protean Hulk's unbanning was one thing. There was some suspicious transactions around that. But oh my god, Painter's Servant. That was the last card that they unbanned. And no joke, some of the online vendors were openly tweeting at each other with censored invoices, hey, I want to compare notes. Did you have any orders that look like this? And it was like an order for like 200 Painter's Servants for like a week before the announcement was made. So like, there you go. Show me the receipts. Like literally, they're tweeting literally the receipt. Like, are you fucking kidding me? And then people are like, privacy policy, witch hunt. Yeah, shut the hell up. I want to know who's insider trading. Thanks. They should have left the name unblurred. Hell, the name and the address. I'd review the privacy policy and be like, hey, we didn't say we wouldn't do this. Here's the person who just cheated the entire community out of thousands of dollars, everybody. Do what you want with that information. There might have been a criminal fraud investigation, but no, they all kind of buried it. They kept it all behind the scenes, which kind of pisses me off. But yeah, Painter's Servant, that was proven. That was absolutely proven. Somebody from the group that bans and unbans cards in the Commander Commission or whatever the hell it is, the rules committee or whatever, somebody either themselves personally profited from their own decision or told somebody about it. That is proven fact. Literally with images of the receipts tweeted publicly by the vendors. I guess unless somebody's just really good at guessing, but if you looked at the inventory, it was clear as day. They bought into one concept and one thing, and that was it. So yeah, they are crooked as hell. The Protean one, I think it was like, there was a price spike. It looks kind of suspicious, but we didn't have like hard numbers and evidence. But Painter's Servant, that was all about money. They unbanned that toxic, game-ruining shit card just to make money off it. Clearly. And yet somehow they're still allowed to run the Commander ban list. That's why I truly and sincerely hate those people. All they do is every 6 months or a year, I'm out of money again. What should we unban and insider trade ahead of the time? And by the way, this is not like a, what do they call it, a secured asset or a something, whatever, some federal, whatever the hell. So you can manipulate an insider trade and pump it up all you want. I mean, the worst they can get you with is some kind of fraud or misleading business practices. So it's not necessarily directly illegal. I should probably throw that in, but boy is it shady. So nothing but just one disaster after another this week. That's why I threw in some kind of funny stories here. But that's all the small magic news stories for April 21st, 2020. Thanks for tuning in to your favorite magic channel. Don't forget to go to Jeremy's recent video, and since it only has about 2,000 views, I'm pretty sure we could make a pretty good dent in the comment section by absolutely spam posting, "Hey, you live kind of near a White Castle. I absolutely demand that you do a collab with Desolator Magic at White Castle." Or in their parking lot 6 feet away from each other, or whatever the hell. Hell, I'm going to be right down the street from where he lives on Friday. I should just hit him up on Twitter. But blow up his comment section about a White Castle collab anyway. It'll be funny.